Solo travel for women often gets celebrated as this amazing, empowering journey, full of adventure and self-discovery. But here's the question no one likes to talk about. Is it truly as safe as it seems? In recent years, solo female travel has exploded in popularity. Everywhere you look, there are Instagram posts and travel blogs showing women conquering the world alone. It's inspiring, no doubt, but it's also worth asking, what are the risks, and how do you stay safe while chasing your travel dreams? Before we dive in, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more useful content your way. Let's be real, there's nothing quite like the freedom of solo travel. You're in charge of your schedule, your destination, your vibe. Want to sleep in one day or decide on a whim to explore a new city? No one's there to second-guess you. For many women, it's a chance to feel independent, make bold decisions, and connect with their inner strength. There are also so many destinations that are genuinely welcoming and feel safe for women traveling alone. Think of places like Iceland, where locals are friendly, crime rates are low, and natural wonders are everywhere. Or Japan, where the culture prioritizes politeness and respect. But even in these safe spots, it's important to stay informed and aware. Now here's the other side of the story, the risks. It's not just about physical danger. It's about being alert to situations that can spiral out of control. Scams, theft, or even something as simple as getting lost in an unfamiliar place can turn into a big deal when you're alone. As a solo female traveler, you might find yourself dealing with challenges your male counterparts rarely think about. Things like unwanted attention, navigating cultures where women don't have the same freedoms, or even figuring out how to dress appropriately to avoid standing out. And then there's the fact that safety can vary so much depending on where you go. In some regions, something as simple as taking public transportation at night can feel nerve-wracking. It's about knowing what's considered safe in each place and adjusting accordingly. When you're traveling solo, it's important to be aware of red flags that could signal an unsafe situation. First, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Some situations to be mindful of include overly friendly strangers who seem too eager to offer help or suggest things that might not feel right. Always be cautious of people who insist on walking you to your destination or try to get too close. Taxi scams are another common concern. In some places, unmarked cabs can be a safety risk, and even in well-known taxi services, not all drivers will have your best interests in mind. Always use trusted ride-sharing apps when possible, or stick to official taxis with clear identification. Isolated accommodations can also pose a risk, especially if they're far from the main areas or hard to access. If you're booking a place to stay, make sure it's in a well-lit, populated area, and don't skip reviews. If past guests have mentioned feeling unsafe, it's a sign to look for a better option. Nightlife can be tricky too. While it's great to enjoy a drink and experience the local scene, remember that alcohol can cloud your judgment and make you more vulnerable to unwanted attention. Always stay alert, and if you're traveling alone, try to stay in groups or be cautious about who you trust in these settings. One of the best ways to stay safe is to do your research. Learn about your destination ahead of time. Read up on common scams, areas to avoid, and tips from other solo female travelers. It's also wise to share your itinerary with someone you trust back home. Check in periodically, especially if you're heading somewhere less touristy or off the beaten path. Another important safety tip is to be cautious about your social media. While it's tempting to share your travels in real time, posting your exact location or plans can make you a target. Wait until you're out of a location before sharing details online. Learning a few basic phrases in the local language can also be a game changer. Knowing how to say things like help, police, or emergency can give you confidence in case something goes wrong and you need to ask for help. There are plenty of misconceptions out there about solo female travel that can make women feel unnecessarily fearful. One common myth is that everywhere is dangerous, but that's not the case. Sure, some places are riskier than others, but many destinations are perfectly safe with a little bit of preparation and caution. Another myth is that you should always stay in groups. While it's true that traveling with others can sometimes feel safer, many solo female travelers report feeling more confident and empowered when they travel alone. The key is knowing how to stay alert and prepared. Your safety doesn't always depend on being in a group. Solo travel is all about personal empowerment, and while safety should always be a priority, it doesn't have to hold you back from experiencing the world on your own terms. While the world is full of incredible destinations, some places pose higher risks for women traveling alone. It's not about fear-mongering, it's about staying informed. Certain regions in the Middle East, like Yemen or Afghanistan, come with strict cultural norms and political instability. Women might face challenges such as limited freedom of movement, lack of female-friendly accommodations, or safety concerns tied to ongoing conflicts. Parts of Central and South America, such as Venezuela or Honduras, have stunning landscapes, but also higher rates of crime, including theft and harassment. Women traveling solo need to be cautious, especially in isolated areas or after dark. In South Asia, while places like India are rich in culture and history, navigating the streets alone can sometimes be challenging. Reports of harassment, known locally as eve teasing, highlight the importance of understanding local customs and dressing conservatively to avoid unwanted attention. Even in Europe, not all destinations are equally safe. Some parts of Eastern Europe, like certain neighborhoods in major cities, can pose risks due to petty crime or less visible police presence. The goal isn't to avoid these places entirely, but to approach them with extra caution and preparation if you decide to visit. Now we want to hear from you. Have you traveled solo as a woman? What destinations have you found safe or not so safe? Share your experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more travel tips and insights. Your support helps us keep these conversations going. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.